Well, hello everyone. Hi. It's been like 2 fucking months at this point. I'm deeply sorry. Uh, Life, but I'll tell you more at the end of the video. You don't have to worry about it. For now, let's get right into the fic. This fic is called Corruption of a Soul by Die, I guess, as you see on the screen. Screen, because it's not die as in die, it's die as in hair dye. There we go. This is a gen fic, but there is slight Sokoku if you squint, as the author specifies. This is a Chuuya Angst fic, and oh gosh, it's angstful. It's post-corruption Chuuya, so yeah, here's the summary. Every time Chuuya uses corruption, it takes a toll on his body. Sometimes he isn't sure if he can live with the result. I hope you guys like this, and let's get right into the fic. Boom. Chuuya swears, dodging just fast enough to feel the heat touching his face but not singe his hair. The fight has been going on for far too long, and Chuuya is getting pissed. He's dodging and dodging. Any attack he manages to fit in gets swiftly blocked as if it were nothing. He's putting more and more power behind his moves, and it's barely enough to graze this monster. Dazai, meanwhile, is laughing. Dodging too, yeah, firing support, but the most he does is laugh his ass off because Chuuya is losing too. For once, they're fighting together again, and Chuuya's blood is boiling in his veins because of it. That asshole. Can he take this seriously for once? We might really die, Chu. Dazai sing-songs, reloading his gun to shoot again. Shut up, Dazai. One of us is trying to save our asses. He dodges again, feels the explosion lift up debris and stones. He redirects some, shooting them straight at the monster, but it doesn't even flinch. Damn it. The air grows heavy around him. The walls splinter and crack. Red veins travel up his arms, looping themselves around his body. Chuuya takes off his gloves. Dazai, you know what to do. If someone were to observe Chuuya Nakahara for a while, one would not get the impression he was a person who knew how to hold back or show self-discipline. Truly, they'd think of him as nothing more but impulsive and easy to anger. They don't know. Almost no one knows. It becomes abundantly clear just how much Chuuya is holding back when he fights an enemy too strong to be defeated by any other means. He laughs. The tendrils are consuming his entire body now, and he lashes out quicker than the eye can see. Explosions are nothing. Rocks swaying a ton or more are nothing. When Chuuya lets all hell break loose. The monster is holding up remarkably well, but against Chuuya, it doesn't stand a chance. No, he is the real monster here. The air feels oppressive, thick, laced with murderous intent. Chuuya, or Arahabaki, will destroy everything standing in their wake. The monster never stood a chance, not when Chuuya is in his corrupted state. Not when Chuuya is feral, a beast that cannot be tamed. Not when the energy is etching itself into his very skin, corrupting him to the core. Not when at this moment no one knows if it's his last. When Chuuya decides to fight, he goes all out. When Chuuya removes his gloves, all hell breaks loose, and who knows when he'll stop. No matter how much he destroys, no matter how much he hurts, he will destroy, and destroy. Each attack stronger than the last. And when there are no enemies left, he will turn against his friends, if he can call Dazai that. Red and black are overtaking every visible centimetre of his skin. Red is the only thing he can see. Red is the only thing he knows. He will rage until the sun burns out, until the heat death of the universe, until even gravity doesn't remain. If he loses himself a bit in the process, no one has to know. If he passes out in Dazai's arms, no one has to know. Chuuya wakes up with a headache. The light coming from the window is blinding him, but when he tries to block it with his arm, a stabbing pain stops him. Everything hurts. Chuuya groans. He doesn't remember much of yesterday, besides some kind of fight, and that never bodes well. And, worst of all, he remembers Darzai. A fight, Darzai, no memories, and agonizing pain can only mean one thing. He let Arahabaki loose. Chuuya already dreads the entire day. It takes a long while for Chuuya to get up. He feels tired to the bones, but he still drags himself to the kitchen for a bowl of rice. He needs food to survive this again. He has avoided the bathroom mirror. He doesn't want to face the reminder of how much of a monster he is. How much scar tissue will join the rest this time? How much has this power eaten away at him? Every time he becomes less and less human and more monster, and Chuuya doesn't want to look. He doesn't want to see. Chuu, there you are. I was wondering when you'd finally decide to show up. Chuuya can't stop his blood starting to boil when he hears that voice. Just shut up, Darzai. You're the last person I want to see right now. Darzai just laughs, grating on Chuuya's nerves and making his headache spike. Come on now, don't be such a killjoy. Wasn't yesterday fun? You could at least thank me for being your knight in shining armor and carrying you all the way here. How come whenever Darzai is around, Chuuya gets a headache? And worst of it all now, he's rummaging through Chuuya's pantry. Hey, quit that. Eat your own food. Darzai has successfully found a cup of ramen, happily crunching on the uncooked needles like the weirdo he is. Around a mouthful, he starts to talk again. You should really stop avoiding it and better check up on your wounds. Better not to get them infected, you know. With that, he leaves, after successfully accomplishing his mission of eating Chuuya's food. He's right, unfortunately, as much as Chuuya loathes to admit it. Pushing it away will inevitably make it worse. When he does stumble in front of a mirror, when he does find out how much worse it got, and he didn't leave the battlefield unharmed, as much as his pain from using corruption, as much as from various other injuries. Chuuya drags himself to the bathroom, each step getting slower and slower. He doesn't want to look. He knows he's a monster already. He doesn't need to see the confirmation. When he does finally look, the dead eyes stare back at him, cuts and bruises, a bit of dried blood, but worst of it all, the angry red tendril looming around his neck like a noose. There's no hiding it now, Chuuya realizes with horror. The monster he has become, the monster he has always been. It's always a bit raw in the beginning, red as if someone poured acid over him, a raised line of scar tissue, just beginning to heal. It looks ugly, no way of hiding it, no way of concealing anything. It has reached his neck. That's the worst of it all. It has always been travelling upwards, over his arms and legs, tendrils of scar tissue crisscrossing over each other in a race to reach for his head, but it has never reached his neck before. There has never been an enemy so powerful. His corruption has reached his neck. There has never been an enemy so powerful that the corruption has reached this height before he won. Chuuya fears what will happen when they finish their race. It was already bad when they reached his heart for the first time. The pain wouldn't go away for months, and now that it has reached his neck, Chuuya cannot breathe. He cannot breathe over the lump over his throat, over his racing heart, over the screaming in his ears. He wants it all to stop. He just wants it all to stop. His hands find his throat automatically, feeling for the noose around his neck. It burns. It burns so much. And all he can do is go on. Fight for the Port Mafia. Fight with Darzai. Fight against threats even bigger than he can imagine, all the while trying not to lose himself too much. Okay, so I absolutely loved that fic. It was so good, so angsty. Highly recommend going down in the comments and having a look and read and leave kudos in case I stuttered, which I think I did better than most times since I learned to, fucking slow down and shit, but, life. Anyway, if you guys waited to the end to hear, what's been going on, because I cannot be bothered typing it in the description, even though that probably would be better, but fuck it, I'm doing it here instead. So I got into university, so I've been preparing for that, and today I just finished my certificate too. I might leave a chart of the Australian certificates, like show where everything's at, because Australia's system is complicated, because we have certificate 1, certificate 2, certificate 3, and certificate 4, and those all come before diploma. Well, I guess I just explained it, so I don't need to put it in. Oh, I'm an idiot. Anyway, it is 9:15, so I'm going to relax for a bit, because tomorrow I'm going to see my university for the first time. It's not the first day of uni, that doesn't come until the 14th of July, but I am going to have a tour of the school tomorrow, so yeah, just great, freaking nervous. Anyway, I hope you all had a good time. Let me know how you guys are going, what I missed on in your lives, if you want, Anyway, hope you have a good day. See you later. Bye-bye.